Three, two, one. Welcome, Wizard, Warrior, Wanderer, Wayfarer, and Wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. I hope we are coming through okay. Let me see if I can flip the camera. I don't know that I can. Nope. Camera flip doesn't work on this phone anymore. Don't know why, but let's go ahead and flip it around anyway. Give any kind of fuck what the camera wants to do. Let me show you guys the CBD. This is the Central Business District of Beijing, China. There is the tallest building in China. It's here in northern China in Beijing. Twilight Zone, Old Peking, Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. We're getting stuck in some pretty heavy traffic this morning. It's not really morning. It's pushing in towards noon. But yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of the city. I live right here south of this district in a residential area that used to be considered suburb, but now is, 20 years on now, 20 going on 25 years is now considered urban. I guess it's always kind of been urban since I was here, but maybe a couple of decades before I moved here, that area was still considered rural. Fascinating to think. So Beijing is surrounded by several ring roads. Uh, there are concentric circle roads that are highways that constitute the city, that circle the inner city, and only that with which was in the second ring road was considered urban or the city. But now it extends all the way out to the sixth ring road, which is quite a fucking area, man, quite a district. According to popular accounts, there are some 25 million people here. I don't know the veracity of that, if that's actually a factual thing or that's just wishful thinking on their part or just estimated numbers. Looks like we might have a visitor out in Happy Land. Free gift from God. Good to see you, man. How the hell are you? I hope you're doing well. How are we doing on sound quality today? Can you hear me okay, senor? I wanted to flip the camera around to show you guys the city, but the camera flip isn't working. So I'll just flip the camera around and point it out this way. I don't know if you can see or not. But on our left here are the China World Trade Towers. You can see it says China World Hotel, China World Center, Zhongguo Guomao. This area is called Guomao CBD or Dabeiyao. There's lots of different names for it. It's the Central Business District. Directly there between the two China World buildings is tower number 3. That's the actual China World Tower. That's very new, maybe only a decade old. And then over here to the right is the infamous Da Kuchar or Great Underpants. You'll get a better look at those in a second. And then the Jungle Jun, the Jungle Cauldron, the Torch. That's the tallest building in China. It is 333 meters tall. So isn't that an intro? No, I'm wrong. The China World Tower is 333 meters. The Zhongguozun is 515 meters. So quite a bit taller. How you doing today, man? Can you hear me okay out in Happy Land? Thumbs up. Good to go. Nice. I'll continue to show you a little bit of the city out here. I don't know if you guys can see the city or not. I will check back later, watch the video. I'm only going to stream for a few minutes because I don't have my camera mount in this car. So as you can see, I'm holding, I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm basically holding the phone in my hand. Well, it looks like they got a couple of new buildings going up too. 1, 2, 3. Those are probably parking garages, huh? I don't know. They're going to need the extra parking. There are quite a few dense city buildings here. I used to work right in this office park behind to my left right now called, what was it called? GNY Soho. I worked there for 12 years, man. So I was in this part of the city every day for 12 years. Kind of a fun place to be. You know, it's like the upbeat business district. I wasn't working in business, but I was doing corporate training, a lot of corporate training packages in these buildings. But I had my own office over here, nice office. Took a lot of naps in there, honestly. Did a lot of drawing. It was a good job, man. Good, high-paying job. And I organized corporate programs. good fun. One of the highlights of my career here was that I'd never really like totally embraced that section of my career because I don't like that kind of freelance, like you're always hustling. That was constant fucking hustle. But I met with some pretty big shots during that period. Like I had an interview with Jet Li, Leland Jet, with his team for a program they were doing for Adidas clothes. And I met with some other pretty influential guys. I used to go over here to the Doc Huchar, that's the CCTV building. That's where they broadcast China Central Television. I worked with them for 2 years, but I got a couple of big shot friends that worked there, and I used to go over and yeah, have lunch or dinner or something occasionally. Kind of a fun corporate thing. And then I got a buddy. One of my friends that worked there, he's got an apartment, a beautiful, like 250 square meter apartment in that building over there. And so he has a wonderful view of the entire city. Like you can go from his suite. He's in one of those top suites up there. You can go and you can see all the way to the Forbidden City. You can see Tiananmen Square. On a good clear day, you can see Jingshan Gongyar. You can see all the way to the Western Fragrant Mountains. Um, I mean, having big money like that, like his apartment, I don't even know what it's worth, man. Probably like $50 million or something, like US. It's such big money here to and it's kind of a joke, because like when this whole city when I first got here, everything sold for about 3,500. This area was around 4 or 5,000 RMB, which is about $1,000 US per square meter. And now it's like 120, 160, 180,000 RMB. So that's like, oh my God, I can't even do the math, man. I'm not even going to worry about it. I've done it before in the past, but the amount of increase in money according to real estate value is just unheard of. But it's a gangster market. Like, try to cash out in that market. Like, if you bought an apartment here, like I did, south of the city, and it's worth supposedly that much money now, and you sell it and you get that much money for it, imagine what the government would do when you suddenly unload property and get those tens of millions of RMB or whatever deposited into your bank. There would be so many red flags going up. Like, you'd be under such heavy scrutiny. They'd probably take a third of it in taxes just to start off with. And then who knows? I mean, if it was a lot, like if you unloaded a couple of pieces of real estate or something, they'd probably just throw you in jail and empty your bank accounts. I don't know. It's such a racket. Like, there's no truth in it. If you've got it, you just hold on to it because there's no. And as a foreigner, like I couldn't sell it and take that money out of country. So it's just kind of a weird thing the way the finances of the world really work, especially in a major city like this where real estate has increased to such high levels. Basically, I think what they're saying is if you bought in 20 years ago, you're lucky and you can keep your apartment for now, provided you pay your taxes or whatever and your other service fees. But they don't want anyone else trying to buy because they've just made it so unaffordable to do so. So I think that's one way to control the influx of such high levels of population. The other thing is too, it gets the real estate guys, the guys who actually have places that they can rent out. It gives them the ability to make a ton of money on renting and leasing because they can say, hey, this property's worth, $50,000 a square foot. You're gonna have to pony up if you want to rent one of these units. But here's a fact that has been true and has stayed true the entire time I've been here. These office buildings are all about 75% empty. They just stay empty. Like CCTV, you go through there, it's probably 25 to 30% filled. And then these other buildings like GenY Soho did pretty good because it started way back in like 2004, I think, is when they built it. I think it was open to the public in 2006. So it's got pretty good occupancy, probably like 50%. But most of these are probably at around 25%, 25 to 50. But that means they're 50% or better, just empty, unrented space. So again, kind of a racket. Good fun though. I just want to check in. This is the first time I've done a live drive jive archive in like a year. I don't know. And you're probably wondering why. Frank Monday, the fuck you doing? Doing a live drive jive, baby. What's up? Yeah, it's money laundering. You're right. Foreign real estate. Yeah. No, I'm driving to work today. Today's my first day back at work. I probably should have been there a couple of hours ago, but I woke up late. I didn't mean to sleep in, but I woke up late. I had to get a shower and a shave, and I'm still wearing a t-shirt, Captain America t-shirt, but I'm gonna get down there and I got office work to do today. School doesn't actually start until September 1st, but today is the 20. Good God, it's the 28th. I got presentations to give tomorrow, so I'm going down there today to get everything in order, meet with some of the administrators and that type of thing, and get all my stuff ready and kind of acclimate myself to being back at the school, the academy. But yeah, and so tomorrow I'll have a big day, and then I think I got to come in on Friday as well. But then I'll have the weekend off to rest and recuperate and get ready to start back. First day of school, September 1st, man. I do. That's a good question. Free gift from God is asking about magical practices and wondering about the work one. So yeah, funny thing, like right prior to lockdown, I knew things. There were a lot of changes happening, and I heard about on the line. And so I started doing some dream magic to kind of figure out where I should place myself. And I had a series of recurring lucid dreams on what my path would entail in the coming days. And so I started getting myself ready along those lines, like prepping up my resume and my presentations because I knew changes were coming. And when it came down the line that our company